Hello, my name is William Kamek Baker, and I'm a retired Navy Lieutenant Commander. I did intelligence work, active duty, and as a reservist I was able to to raise a couple families, so that was good. But my background was primarily through naval intelligence, and I retired from the Navy in 2010. After that, I became what's called a knowledge manager. And a knowledge manager is deployed with the forces downrange. They're the ones that help make sure that everybody is communicating together, networking that needs to communicate with each other. I was there as a civilian. I was in Afghanistan. This was 2011 and 2012. And as a knowledge manager, it was my job to make sure that everybody was talking with each other. I worked directly for the Chief of Staff, who was a 2-star general. I was in northern Afghanistan, very familiar with the area, many friends throughout there that that are still there in Afghanistan. And I have my own company now, which is called Alexander's Knowledge Management. And when Afghanistan problem came up where they were essentially abandoned and all the U.S. troops left, I contacted my friends and family and saw that they were being left behind. It was a dire situation. From a knowledge management standpoint, I thought this could be a very good solution to be able to help coordinate the teams, do various other things that need to be done for the evacuation of Afghanistan. I set up a group. It's called Knowledge Management Working Group, KMWG.org. And it was a website, a platform to provide networking opportunity for the teams that are working the problem set of getting people out of Afghanistan. And it's a tool to be able to get the important players that are involved with this evacuation effort to coordinate together, communicate together, see what works, what doesn't work. It's also a useful platform for funding solutions, because we want this to be a type of cooperative, like you can see out in the farming communities where you have your independent farms and everybody working separately. However, they've got the common goal. How can they work together? How can they leverage success and also take care of problems that do come up? So I saw this as a real opportunity for knowledge management to come in and help solve a lot of problems. And so far, we've been able to get a number of people out, but we've been stymied recently. We are stuck a little bit right now, but we're waiting for the flights to resume, and we'll be able to get more people out.
How many friends and family are stuck, or were stuck in Afghanistan?
That's a very good question, and there is a website that tracks a lot of this. It's called getevacuated.com. They track very well the number of people that have been left behind, and in the different categories, everything from the American civilians to SIV, green card holders, P1, P2, whatever status they may be. But these are all people that are vetted and truly eligible to come back to the United States. Last calculation that I saw that when I went online was at 30,000 people that are left, and that's correct. It's 30,000 people.
Now, we were told by the Biden administration from day one that there was only like 100 Americans, and everybody that wanted to leave could.
That is, we'll disagree with that. It could be that there are a couple hundred Americans that are left that they're saying, but they're leaving out all of the other people that dutifully worked for us for 20 years in many cases, and essentially have every right of a green card holder, the SIV status, the special immigrant visa. Those people are all eligible to come here to the United States. They've worked very closely with the United States, and not only the United States, but all other Western countries across, and even Muslim countries as well too.
What does that tell our allies? And if we don't back up our word, that those that help us in these foreign countries, what are your thoughts on that?
Our credibility has just been shattered, and rightfully so, and shows that our trust factor with especially the United States is that it's going to be questioned. So it was a severe blow that we had with this betrayal of not only United States citizens, but the betrayal of the people who work with the United States of America. So yes, it does jeopardize a lot of future operations. It jeopardizes a lot of our negotiations. And I think people have to be prepared from being an American standpoint, where we were able to travel across the country and across the world and be considered, hey, there's the American, there's all things good. Now we're not necessarily the good guy, and I don't like it, and nobody does.
Can that damage be repaired?
Absolutely. And the reason I say that, and that's a very good question, but I'm being optimistic, not just because I'm involved with operations and things, and I have to be positive with everything that we're doing, but I really see that basic, looking back at a good foundation that the United States of America does provide. It still is known as the freedom country. It's known as the country of what's able to provide. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it's still the best that we've had ever. And we can continue doing that. I say that because I still see the American dollar is being used, at least for now, as the main currency to be able to get things done. I still see that English is being used, and I still see that a lot of the American forethought, can-do attitude and everything, that we still have that. And it can be restored. I think it can be restored quickly, and that's what we're working for. So I know that our group can help not only save people, but also help set the example with the way things that can be done, because we've got good people.
With how the withdrawal was handled in Afghanistan, and we've left, according to you, close to 30,000 Afghanistan people who worked with our forces over there. Do you think the United States can ever repair that loss of credibility?
I believe that we can, but it's very difficult believing that. Talking directly, you saw us talking with people right out of Afghanistan, and we're here in the comfort of where we are, plentiful and everything like that, while they're really going through hell, and they're losing their family members, they're being slaughtered and persecuted, and people are on the run and they're scared. That's a really good question, and I'm the shepherd for one specific family. We have 900 people we're trying to get out right now, and there are shepherds for all the groups that we have. So there are a lot of people that are working as shepherds for this, that are working all together. But we talk with them on a daily basis. We chat with them. This is a brand new war, so that everything's being done through technology, and you have to be creative and be flexible. But while we do have that communication with them, I've seen them change significantly from just the last 6 months, where they're essentially starving, and on purpose. The United Nations has even labeled, or has designated, Afghanistan as I think emergency situation from a food crisis, and people are starving. So there's not only that, but there are a lot of bad actors in there who are, it's like cowboys and Indians areas, where there's no laws. And
is Al-Qaeda and ISIS reconstituted?
They are. This is an opportunity. It's the Taliban who we need to be working with.
Taliban.
And so far, they've been true to their form. That the Taliban is they are who they are, and they're not reliable, and it's a dangerous situation. As to why everything was left for the Taliban to be left in charge is, I don't know, and it's a bad idea and a bad situation, and people are being persecuted by all of them. But I see a lot of things being reconstituted. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, certainly that provides an opportunity for them because there's a real vacuum of the whole area. However, right now everything is very fluid, unstable, and we don't know exactly who's going to be coming out on top of all of this at some point, because right now there is the fighting that's going to be starting, and infighting is very unstable, and it's just ripe for any type of terrorist group that can come on in and set all that.
What are your thoughts on the military equipment that was left behind?
It was criminal what happened. It was a betrayal. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some agreement as to what we were going to be leaving behind, and it's a real betrayal to everybody. I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a lot of this equipment in the future that we're going to have to be fighting ourselves, and it was
It's going to come back to haunt us, isn't it?
very much so, and it's not good. But it's right up there as well too with all of the service dogs that we've left behind. I worked with service dogs, and what happened to all those service dogs that were left behind? I think that they were left behind on purpose. I think just because somebody was just being mean, and that's the whole evil that we're having to fight. So we have to get past that. We have to remember that. We also have to document, and that's all a big important part of this KMWG group, is that we document as much of this, we preserve it, so that even the people that we can't get out or need to have their story told, we can do that for them too.
With what you've told us about so far, with what's going on with the people left behind in Afghanistan, is it really necessary to be going through this? Or could the State Department do something? Could the White House do something? And within a matter of 22 or 48 or 72 hours, this whole entire situation that of 30,000 people could be taken care of?
Yeah, there can be a attitude change from the State Department and from the administration as to allowing these people to be free and allow people to be safe as well. So it could change very quickly. And right now we were just talking on the conference call about what we can do, because we're doing the State Department's job for them, and we don't, we're trying to do the best as we can. And you ask, it's like, is this all futile? Why are we, why am I doing this? I ask myself that every day.
Why are you?
And it's a no-brainer for me. It's the only thing that I can be doing right now, because I do know that I have special skill set experience, and especially in the situation where it can be very beneficial. But it was no problem deciding to jump in, use my funds as well too, and change my life like a lot of other people did as well too. But I know I'm not the only veteran that's out there that hasn't jumped in and done all of this as well too. So, but it's a no-brainer, because we are very hardwired that we're not going to leave anybody behind, and our word is our word. Our handshake is our handshake, and there were a lot of handshakes in Afghanistan.
Do you have any ideas on why the State Department is doing what they've done?
I think that there may be some people that have a different view and wanted to do various bad things against this. They didn't agree with things, and the State Department can be the State Department, which is very difficult. But frankly, I think a lot of it now has just come down to they're not able to do a lot of this stuff. I think there could be a lot of ineptitude. I think that there could be a lot of not caring and just hoping that it passes past that. So, but I'm not going to throw the entire State Department under the bus.
Right. if Americans would, after listening to this story, watching this video, and would like to get involved, donate money, is there a place where they can go and donate and get involved?
Yes, right now the 501c3 that we are using is through the Horse Soldiers Fund. It's called afgfree.org, afgfree.org, and they are accepting all of the funding at this point right now. So that all comes on in, and we use that for our evacuation efforts. That's the best way to get a hold of that. Also, you can look at my kmwg.org website as well too. That'll lead you there.
Okay, so if readers go to those, either one of those websites and donate, how's the money used?
The money is being used, most of it's being used up for air operations. That's our biggest expense. However, we're finding that because we are keeping safe houses, because there are kill lists, and our people are on those kill lists. So we've been moving people around as much as we can, but that also requires funds as well in order to pay the rent, because we're still a business. We're going to run it like that, and we're trying to keep the corruption down as much as possible. Hard to avoid throughout the Middle East and considering the situation, but I think our group has experience that we're able to cut down on that and make sure that the funds go to where they're needed to. So two of my primary areas: one, the air operations; two, the ground operations that we're conducting to provide the safe houses. We're also going to be we also make sure that we can get beans and blankets in as well too, so that the flights, as they're going in to get people, they're well loaded with supplies to keep people alive.
And anyone can donate. They don't have to be a veteran.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're finding that this is all very well received. I hardly have any pushback from anybody for what the word, and so it's just a real confusing situation. So things are still real fluid. I think that they can come together. We're hopeful that there's some divine big thing that comes along to change things for the positive and get things back on track. But right now, we're treading water, and we're working vigorously to get people out and keep people alive as well too. And I think we can do it.
Today's Tuesday. We're in Tampa at a Mission BBQ restaurant.
Delicious.
Are you part of the group that comes here every Tuesday for the lunch?
I am actually. This is right after this has started, because I was putting this together, and I'm an early riser, so I listen to the radio, and I listen to Captain Matt Bruce's America's Third Watch. And I just, one morning, I shot him an email, like, hey, I'm doing evacuation stuff. And he's like, come on in, I want to interview you and stuff. So he's been a fantastic force behind all of this. It's been a real honor. And it's a lot of fun coming in and meeting with all the people. And a number of them have contributed as well. And they also sit in on the conferences. You could see that we're all that we could all work together.
Well, it was Captain Matt that told me about your meeting.
Sure.
So
he's a big cheerleader for me.
Yeah, he said, go right on in with your camera, and I'm like, geez, I'll ask him first. Oh, you go right in. So there's a percentage of Americans who were not happy with the 2020 election result. So they feel that, or they think that their vote doesn't count. The system's rigged, and we're in the tail end of April 2022. We've got an election coming up. Do you have any thoughts on that? And if you do, what would you say to those people? They're kind of just sitting home. They're hopeless, not doing anything.
I've been there.
What would you
Standing
say?
on the ledge, it's just like it's all over. And even if it isn't over, my vote doesn't count. I feel the same way that, because it was kind of horse thievery that took place. And we have a long history. We don't like horse thieves, and they're stealing our vote. And so there's a lot of questions that remain. I really strongly believe that the election was stolen. Can I prove it? No. But will it ever be proven? I don't know if it will be, but there's so much evidence that points towards that. And too many people complicit with covering it up, making it go away, or can't even talk about it. So that's why it is important that you ask the question. It's important that people be able to talk about this, because that's crucial to our First Amendment rights. I personally believe that the election was stolen. However, at this point, I'm proceeding on. And, President Biden is our president, and if I were in uniform, he'd be my commander-in-chief. Am I upset about it? Yes. Is there hope for the future? Yes. And the reason I say that is enough people are standing up and talking about it, and they're getting their confidence back to be able to talk about it as well, too. And I see good changes that are occurring. Will it be perfect? It'll never be perfect, but I do know that it can get better, and I know that there's ways that we can make this a lot more fair, a lot more transparent. And so I think that there will be good changes. I'll let you know if game over, head for the tall grass, let's everybody get out of here. But right now, I'm very confident that we can come around. It's a hard time right now, but hold your course. Keep the faith. Absolutely. I've had a wonderful time talking with Dave's paper. I encourage everybody to get a subscription. I encourage everybody to look through the articles and support Dave however you can. It's been a real honor, and keep America great, and let's look for the future, for a bright future for everybody. So thanks for the opportunity. It was a real pleasure.